Hello, sports fans, and welcome to Scott Sports 101 Thursday Night Football Edition. We'll talk tonight's game between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals. But first, here is today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question. Which of the following NFL coaches has the best playoff record? I'll have the answer later in the broadcast. Well, it's Thursday Night Football. Week 2, the Baltimore Ravens square off against the Cincinnati Bengals tonight at Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati, and they are up, the Cincinnati Bengals, are up 14-0, and it's near the end of the first quarter, so we'll see what happens. I feel, and I know other sources feel, that this game between the Bengals and Ravens is the most important game of Week 2. And the big question is, can Joe Flacco stay hot on Thursday night? Because he's been hot on Thursday Night Football for the past 2 years, and I really think he can. But right now, they're behind 14-0. But they've got to do what they did against Baltimore last week, but even better. They've got to come out. They have got to dominate. And they have got to really, from the get-go, and they have got to, the offense and the defense really needs to step it up. And right now, they haven't done much, but I just feel this is hopefully going to be a good game between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals. Excuse me. And I do feel it is. And I really feel that. Now, the Bengals, on the other hand, they really came out of nowhere last week, and they really surprised me and a lot of other people because they upset the Indianapolis Colts 34-23 last week, and I was quite surprised. So, even though even though they're playing in Cincinnati and Baltimore is favored, and, Cincinnati is the underdog, but I am going with the Baltimore Ravens. That is my Thursday night pick of the week. And I am going to say that the Ravens are going to win this game, even though they're behind right now, 14-0, they're going to come back and win it 21-14. That's my score prediction, but we'll see if I'm right. And you'll get the rest of the picks when on Scott Sports 101 NFL Football Sunday. And my special guest this week, as I have mentioned, since I couldn't have in Week 1, I will be live from the Murphy House, the home of my friends, Matt and Katie Murphy. And my special guest will be none other than my really good friend, one of my best friends, Matt Murphy. And we'll go over all the action, and we'll go over the analysis. I'll do the picks of the week, and we'll go over strategy, and we'll especially for the Browns-Saints game, and hopefully we'll see if we can get a Browns win. So tune in on Sunday for Scott Sports 101 NFL Football Sunday. Now, getting back to the tonight's game, I do feel that the Cincinnati Bengals really they are at home, but I don't know if they're going to be able to upset again like they did last week. They could very well do that, but we'll have to wait and see. But I'm not sure. They could come out of nowhere, and they have the lead right now. We'll see if they can hold on to it. They've got to maintain it, and they've got to dominate what they got to do. And Cincinnati's offense has been, I think, the weak point in there, but they have a good defense. And they have a good running game and a good passing game. And the running backs need to step it up, and so do the offensive linemen. So they've got to really step it up. But I think the pressure is more on Baltimore. They really need to come out and dominate this one like they did last week. They were all over Buffalo last week. 47-3 they beat them. That's what they need to do. And right now they're struggling, but hopefully they can really come back, and we'll see what happens in the second, third, and fourth quarters. And even though the game is underway right now, I really I gotta tell you, the Baltimore Ravens. I really feel they will not start Lamar Jackson. I think he will get a start, but I think later in the season. I think, and I think the same with Baker Mayfield. You may see him on Sunday though. You might with the Browns in the Browns Saints game. We'll see. But I think Joe Flacco, I think, is going to stay hot though on Thursday night. He could. I think they're struggling right now, but I think Joe Flacco is going to really get it together. I think he will. So, and I really feel I got to tell you, any team can be any given team on a Thursday night football game, and Sunday and Monday night. Now you've got to know that between these two teams, the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals, I feel they've got to put more pressure on. Cincinnati has to put more pressure on Baltimore's quarterback, and Baltimore has to put more pressure on Cincinnati's quarterback. I mean, because both teams, it's going to be a battle this game, and they've got to really step it up if they want to win this game tonight. So we shall see what will happen between the Saints and the Bengals and the Ravens. Excuse me, but you got to know it's just not. Both teams, these are really good teams right here, but I mean, Baltimore, I think, is under more pressure than Cincinnati. I really think that they are, and I've got to tell you the reason why, because I think Baltimore they are on the road, and yeah, they do win on the road, but yet there's sometimes where they lose games that they should have won on the road, and I feel that this is one of these games where they need to win on the road, and they need to prove that they can win on the road. So I really feel Baltimore is really going to have to really dominate this game, and I do agree that this game is the most important game of Week 2 in the NFL, and I really do agree with that. And so we shall see, and so we'll see what happens tonight in the rest of the game. And so even though it's underway, and I'm doing my pregame show a little late, and I apologize, and we will see what happens tonight as this game progresses. And I gotta tell you, I really feel that the Bengals, I really feel they have a chance to win this game, but they've got to really dominate Baltimore. They've got to keep the pressure on Baltimore. They've got to keep Joe Flacco on the ground, and they have got to put the pressure on Baltimore's defense and their offense, and they've got to put the pressure on the running game. That's the other thing. So I really feel if the Bengals want to win this, they've got to really come out, and they really got to play hard against Baltimore Ravens. Well, we'll get back to talking about this in tonight's game in just a sec, but it's now time for the answer to today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question. Which of the following NFL coaches has the best playoff record? If you said Barry Switzer, you are correct. Barry Switzer has a 5-2 record in the playoffs, giving him a better winning percentage, 714, than Jimmy Johnson, 692. Patriots coach Bill Belichick, 687, and former Steelers head coach Chuck Noll, 667. And I'll have another trivia question on my next broadcast, so stay tuned for that. Now, getting back to tonight's game, and I do feel that this is going to be a really good game between the Ravens and the Bengals. But the Ravens need to come out and they need to dominate this game. They really, really, really do, because they are the road team, and Cincinnati is their home turf, so they are the road team, the Ravens, and I feel they need to win on the road besides being able to win at home. And I think if the Ravens can dominate this game, and if they can come back from being down 14-0, they will have a chance to win this game. So they really have to, and they've got to not be in the penalties by far, and very few flags on plays. And and they've got to get and the defense and either running backs or offensive linemen, they need to get in the end zone and score. And Baltimore needs to keep the Bengals from scoring. So they've got to dominate. They've got to put pressure. So I really feel this is going to be I think it's going to be a great game between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals tonight, which is already underway. And the Bengals are down. The Ravens are down 14-0. The Bengals are leading the Ravens 14-0. And I apologize for repeating. I do apologize for that. And I gotta tell you, and I feel this game has significance because it is the most important one. Because it's a during the week game. It's a Thursday night game, prime time. It's a prime time game, and prime time games, all the world's watching, the whole world's watching. It's a national telecast. And that puts, I think, the opposing team under a lot more pressure, and I think a lot of fans agree with me on that. And I feel that's why I feel that Baltimore is under pressure to win this game tonight. So let me know what you think. Put something on my discussion page at my Scott Sports 101 YouTube channel, or go to my email address, scottsports101@gmail.com. Well, we're almost out of time, and as I've said before, I really feel that Joe Flacco is really going to get it together, as I said before, and have a hot night, and really get it together and really come on strong. So I really feel this is going to be a great game tonight, and I think it's going to be just a really good battle between Baltimore and Cincy. And this game is really, I think it's going to come down to the wire, and it could come down to the final few seconds. So we will have to really wait and see. So yeah, we'll just have to wait. We'll see what happens tonight. And I really feel if Baltimore can come back from this 14 deficit and really dominate and score, and I think if they can do that, they're going to win this ball game. So we'll have to wait, and we will have to see. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this edition of Scott Sports 101 Thursday Night Football pregame edition. I will have the postgame show immediately following tonight's game. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. Enjoy tonight's game, everybody. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1. I'm done.